Deep Dive Gaming.
Hello people, and welcome back to Deep Dive Gaming. I am the Mariner, and this is Fallout 4 with Sim Settlements 2. And we have just completed the quest to not sign with the New Liberty Trading Company. And the next quest is Angel of Mercy, speak to Fiona. So that's easy enough to do. We just gotta leave the building and head on our way. And we arrived to overhear a conversation between Fiona and Cassandra.
I thought we had agreed to wait until the diagnostic scanner was operational.
I agreed to put off treatment until tomorrow. Why would I put any stock in those machines when I already have the diagnosis in front of me? Clear as day.
The machine is not the important part. You can't simply take matters into your own hands when things are moving too slow. If you'd waited—
You're eager to lay blame at my feet, Fiona. I said I would hold off on treating this man, and I did not lie to you about my intent.
So did you try to treat him or not? Please, Cassandra, without playing coy. This is important.
Look at the injection site. After all these years, I should hope I have a steadier hand than that. Unless you also wish to accuse me of becoming old and rickety.
I didn't mean— Wait, Cassandra! Damn it.
Excuse me.
That went poorly. I can't say she's entirely wrong to be upset with me. I can't exactly rule her out, but if she didn't do it, someone else had to have.
What happened? Why are you so upset?
I found this patient dead an hour ago. When we picked him up off the streets, he was sluggish but aggressive. Raider from a nearby gang, I think. We weren't sure what was wrong with him. Cassandra guessed it might be rabies and developed a cure. I asked her to hold off on it.
What do you think of her?
My first thought was that she simply got tired of waiting. You heard her, she doesn't respect the pre-war tech anyway. If she thought a patient would slip away waiting, she could have taken matters into her own hands. But it just doesn't feel right. I've known her for so long. We have our differences, but I've never known her to not own up to her mistakes. It's just not how we do things here. But if it wasn't her or wasn't her vaccine, then someone else killed this patient. And it's even worse.
I'd be glad to help if I can. Have any advice on what I should investigate?
I'm not sure. There's gotta be something around, right? Or maybe someone saw something. It'd be nice to know exactly what killed him. Maybe it'd narrow it down. It's a shame the diagnostic machine went down again.
Yeah? Why is that?
It keeps coming online and then going on the fritz again. I'm not much of a mechanic, but I wanted to time the on window to diagnose the patient. It's supposed to be able to scan samples and even image the organs, though I wouldn't do anything that put someone at risk of electrocution. I just got it working again right before I found him dead. I hadn't been out of the room an hour. We could have used it to figure out what killed him at least. But it powered down again and I don't know how to fix it this time.
Have any ideas?
I think it'd be a good idea for you to talk to Cassandra. She likes you. Maybe she'll stop evading questions long enough to get the truth out. We don't exactly have quick ways of conducting forensics besides the machines in the diagnostic wing, and they're unreliable.
I'll get right on it.
Thanks. I'll try talking to some of the others too. Come back to me if you find anything.
Alright, time to play Investigator. So first off, let's check the body. Take blood sample. You fill a vial of blood, a working diagnostics machine would be handy. Okay. We've also got this down here, empty syringe. Now let's go ahead and talk to Cassandra since she's right next door.
Back again. I don't blame Fiona for jumping to conclusions. I'm sure she's already feeling guilty enough.
Can I ask you some questions?
By all means. It just so happens that my current and only patient is no longer in need of treatment. For the time being, I'm all yours.
What do you know about him?
Male, mid-30s. Unfortunate dental situation. Multiple track marks from a lifetime of chem use. That is, if you can find them beneath the sea of battle scars. Overall, in worse shape than our Raphael, but otherwise typical for a raider. As far as his disease, my best diagnosis was rabies. I had previously created a vaccine for this particular strain of rabies. If my assumption had been correct, and Fiona had let me treat the man, he would have seen immediate improvement. Alas.
What's in the shot?
A question with an answer I'm certain you would find unsatisfactory. You see, viruses have mutated since the bombs fell. So has the flora and fauna. Even the human immune system has adapted in odd ways. That said, the ingredients list for modern vaccines have become so incredibly long, it churns even my stomach. So, what's in the shot? More than you'd care to know. It works. That's the important part.
What's this all about?
Finding an empty syringe in a hospital is not surprising. What's more telling is that I'd prepared 2 doses of a vaccine, and one is missing. 2 points that are not mutually exclusive, but do make for a curious coincidence. Here's the other dose, in case you get the machines working.
Have any advice on what I should investigate?
A murder suspect giving advice to the investigator. Now that has a nice irony to it, but I'll take it as a good sign. If you've any technical skill, perhaps you could try repairing the diagnostic scanner. And lastly, I would advise that you consider why someone might do this, and what might happen to them should Fiona find them out.
That's all for now.
Alright, I feel like Mrs. Columbo, kinda. So, the next step is to, I guess, go up and check out the diagnostic machine. Diagnostic machine. And we've also got a thing in here. John Doe rabies? I wonder what that was. Oh, another blood sample. I do have the technical skill to fix this. Sweet. You were right. You have the schematics for this machine at your workbench. Getting it restarted was a piece of cake. Cool. Now, can we do something with it? Oh, here we go. Activate. Examine the drawn blood sample. Isotopic tracer detected. No anomalies reported. Examine Cassandra's vaccine. Vaccine composition recorded and logged for future analysis. Okay. And then examine the John Doe rabies sample. Sample contains a mutated virus strand. A more thorough organ image of the live subject is required for a conclusive diagnosis. Please prepare the patient with the appropriate tracer isotope. So a tracer isotope is used for the diagnosis. Interesting.
Did she seem angry at all, agitated, or distracted?
No, she seemed normal. Maybe a little stressed.
Ellis, I know she's been your mentor for a while now, but believe me, I don't want her to be guilty any more than you. If you can think of anything...
I know, but maybe...
Oh, enough of this. Lay off Fiona. I killed the rabbit asshole. Didn't think you'd get so twisted up about it.
Raphael, that's not funny.
I ain't laughing, am I?
He was killed with an injection. That's not exactly your style.
What, after months of watching all of you, you think I can't find a vein? You were off playing with the new toys. Cassie was sulking. And the rabid dog? He was about to chew through the straps. Hell, far as I could tell, he'd have chewed off his own damn arm just to get at us. Cure was sitting already. Either he'd croak or he'd get better. Win-win. So I did my job and took the fucking guesswork out of it.
Leave the room, please. I have to think about this.
Fiona.
You too, Ellis. I need to talk to our friend here before I make any decisions.
Come on, kid. Let's give the lady some space.
Interesting development.
What a load of crap.
Why don't you believe his story?
I know Raphael. If he'd killed that patient, it would have been with a knife, not a syringe. And he definitely wouldn't have bothered lying about it. And all that stuff he said about having a chance of curing the patient? No, no way.
You sure about this?
Raphael cares about us, the Nightingales. He only cares about the patients as far as making sure they're not a threat to us. A cured and healthy raider is no better than a sick one to him. Maybe even worse.
You can't trust everyone.
Maybe. I don't know how much he's told you of who he was before he joined us, but let's just say it wasn't good. But Raphael surprised all of us. He's not exactly losing sleep over it, but he did change. Maybe that's why I'm biased. I want to believe I didn't misplace that trust. I don't want to take it away, but I have a responsibility to the Nightingales and to our patients. If he really did kill that man, could you speak to him? There has to be more to it than that.
Hi.
She make up her mind or what?
I don't buy your whole story.
Shit. If you're not buying it, means Fiona isn't gonna settle on it either. Can't say you weren't decent to me. Hell, I'd even call you a friend. Last thing I thought I'd ever say about someone like you. That's the problem with you, and Fee, Cassie, Alice. All so bent on giving me more credit than I wouldn't lay a finger on the guy unless asked. Not that they ask much. They like the whole merciful end thing, and I'm more old-fashioned. I did kill him, though. Didn't lie about that. Better it be me that does it.
What do you mean?
Exactly that. Unlike the Nightingales, I don't cry myself to sleep over putting down some idiot half-dead with a broken spine in a ditch somewhere. Better it's me that pulls those triggers. What else am I good for? I don't make a pretty nurse, that's for sure.
Sounds like you're protecting someone.
That's all I ever tried to do around here. Look, Ellis, when he stops flinching at every sound, he's a good kid. Sharp. Naive, but he tries, you know? Out of the two of us, he belongs here. He was probably trying to do the right thing, but that cure came with a coin flip. So, I stepped in so he wouldn't have to.
Did something happen to him?
Yeah. Ellis found his backbone. I saw him go into that room, all pale and shaking like a leaf. Jumped out of his skin when I followed him in. I think he might have actually gone through with it. Didn't know he had it in him. But Fiona ever finds out he pulled something like that, closest he'd get to patients is cleaning their bedpans. If she didn't just send him back to his parents in Diamond City. It'd be a fucking waste.
What did you do?
I told him to get out, and I handled it. It didn't look like Cassie did it, but she can stand up for herself. Doesn't need me playing White Knight. Ellis, though. You heard him when Fiona put the pressure on. Another minute, and he was gonna say something stupid.
Why do you care?
Last time they had to put a patient down, Ellis insisted he should do it. To learn, or get used to it or something. Then, he cried for a week. People like him, it tears them up inside. Chips away at something. People like me, we get it done. Smoke a cigarette, and sleep easy. Ellis, the Nightingales, they're doing something good. Better than the world deserves. And I don't want to see that chipped away at. Not when I'm here.
You did what you felt was right. That's what matters.
Doesn't matter. Still killed someone. And if I hadn't, Ellis would have. If it was even us that did it. Never known Cassie to fuck up the meds before. The dead guy isn't the point, though. Fiona is waiting to hear who went behind her back and broke trust. So just leave the kid out of it.
Interesting. I wonder what Alice has to say about this.
Hey there.
He told you, right? I really had no idea he'd step up like that. I shouldn't have gone into that room.
What happened?
Cassandra said the patient He only had a couple hours before the treatment wouldn't matter anymore, and the diagnostic machine broke again. I didn't like the man, but I couldn't just watch him die like that. So after Fiona came by to prep him for the procedure again,
What procedure is that?
For the scanner. I don't know the details, but it requires some injections. Fiona's gone in and out of the room all day getting him ready.
Hey, I'm sure you had good intentions.
I did. Cassandra is brilliant. I really thought the vaccine would work. Except, I guess I wasn't really thinking at all, was I? You should tell her I did it. I could live with the man's death, but not with Raphael getting in trouble just for protecting me.
Does she take care of people that break the rules?
There's not any official rules, really. But this... I don't think this is a warning offense. She's probably going to send me back home.
I appreciate you telling me all of this. I know it's difficult.
Do what you think is best.
Alrighty, so I guess we have to determine what we're gonna tell Fiona. There is a thing about the isotope injections. That's interesting. Well, I think I know what I'm gonna tell her.
Excuse me.
Hey, are you done with investigating? What do you think happened? Was it really Raphael? I still find that so hard to believe.
Took one chem too many.
Ah, that's right. I see.
That's right, what? Do you two know something?
Fiona, the diagnostic machine requires a certain preparation procedure before scanning the internal organs, correct?
That's right. It needs a radioactive tracer injected into the bloodstream in order to... Oh.
A pre-war radioactive tracer, I'd assume. One that carries the risk of mutating the virus further, amongst all other possible complications.
Where is my head? But I tested it on a blood sample first. I had no idea he'd receive the vaccine immediately after I prepped him.
Of course. And that's exactly why I believe it's time for me to leave my position here.
Leave? Cassandra, even if you injected him, there's no need for such dramatics. We can sort this out.
I'm not storming out in a huff, my dear. It's time we face the simple truth in front of us. My vaccine could have saved the man's life. And you weren't wrong in waiting to diagnose him conclusively before acting. Yet for all our good intentions, he's dead.
You're saying we have too many cooks in the kitchen. Any other day I would argue, but after this incident, I think you may be right. To be clear, did you inject him with your vaccine?
Does it matter who did what? The man won't get any livelier.
I'll take that as a yes.
Sounds like Cassandra might also be protecting Ellis. So what's the next step here? So I think that's it for the Nightingale quest line. We should have them available as allies for the inevitable and eventual attack on GNN, but that's for another episode. I think I'm going to spend some time off camera working on getting the other factions ready for the attack on GNN, so I'm not sure where I'm going to be when it's time to record the next episode. Regardless, there will be a next episode because there are things to do in the Commonwealth as part of Sim Settlements 2. So, until then, check me out on Twitch, Monday through Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Time for more Sim Settlements 2. Thursdays are Train Sim World 3 until I find another game I want to play. And check out my For Science series here on YouTube. And also, as always, as I'm trying to do, announcements on Twitter for new videos or streams. Until next time, enjoy Fallout 4 with Sim Settlements 2. Bye-bye!